First of all, just we'll give God the glory for number 24, and just praise our fan base tonight. I don't think we win that game, much like what Don said a year ago at their place. We probably don't beat them today if we're not at home. Our fans were just spectacular. What an environment for both both teams, both sets of student athletes to get to play in. The hump was just incredible. And to get to have an opportunity like that in your career to play in that environment. And most nights it's loud in there, y'all. But boy, tonight was special. And just to be a part of that as a coach, it's really, I really appreciate that as a coach. It's not like that everywhere. In fact, it's not like that most places, but it is here at Mississippi State. And tonight was just so special to have our game sold out 2 weeks in advance, which, by the way, when that happens, it's really hard to keep people focused. And I'm not complaining. But to have it happen and then just to have the involvement of our fans tonight is just really good. Obviously, we didn't start the game very well. South Carolina punched first, punched second. We struggled mightily on offense, and we just were not engaged defensively at all. To give up 20 points in a first quarter, but then to settle in and give up 8 and 9 against a team like a South Carolina, I mean, that's incredible. That is so hard to do. They are so good. I mean, Dawn's got her a heck of a team again, another top 10 team. They're so hard to defend in so many ways. And for us to get down 10, we may even have got down further, but to fight back and have the lead at halftime really speaks to our toughness. And I know my kids love it when I talk about that, because here's what we talked about before this ever started tonight. We've lost to South Carolina because they've out-toughed us. And I don't know that we out-toughed them tonight, but I think we matched their toughness. They always are such a tough, hard-nosed basketball team, extremely competitive. And Dawn was that way as a player, and she has been that way as a coach. And you know you're going to get that with them. She's going to expose you. She's going to attack your weaknesses. And I thought tonight our kids matched that toughness factor that we've just flat been, and it's hard for me to say because we talk about it, and I'm proud of having a tough, physical, aggressive basketball team. We talk about that all the time. And that doesn't say anything about your jump shot, by the way. But I just thought we matched it tonight to get down like we did, to play as poorly as we did. Jazz came in the second quarter and just changed our whole tempo, changed our offense. She got us going. And it really she really affected our team in a positive way, both ends. And then second half, she did the same thing. And this is Jasmine Holmes. This isn't anything new. This is the same thing I saw last year. It's why she played in the game she played in a year ago, and she went out there tonight and really led our team, put us in a good position to have a chance to win. Both ends. I think Jazz on defense tonight really bothered them a little bit. And when you get a point guard that's out there playing on the point, creating pressure, then everybody behind her plays a little bit harder. You got somebody soft on the ball, everybody's going to be soft behind the ball. And I thought Jazz really gave that to us, and then I thought Chloe coming in, and we had to have another big body. And it's just a matter of, tonight, it's just hard to play the four-guard lineup. And I thought Chloe was really, really special, affected the game in the first half offensively, and then just thought she competed defensively, trying to do what we want to do. And this is a kid that hasn't been in our system but 5 months. She's up the line trying to deny. Tiara's down there battling her tail off with Asia. I mean, that's why she's an All-American. And I thought we did a good job on her for the most part, and then we did a good job with the rest of them. And really, really it's just a tough, hard-nosed game. But my hat's off to South Carolina. Again, tough out. But for our kids, I'm so proud of their competitive spirit tonight and their toughness, because that's what we had to have to beat South Carolina.
Victoria, do you remember the three that you hit to give the team the lead?
No.
In the fourth quarter, you hit the three. Do you remember what the building sounded like when it got that loud?
It was loud. I didn't know it was loud. I didn't know it was down. I just shot it.
Have you ever heard it be that loud in here before?
Last year. Yeah, when we played. What team did we play?
It was loud in the NCAA tournament. We had a good crowd in there,
yeah.
man, but it's pretty loud today.
Yeah, it was pretty loud today, too.
Victoria, early on, it seemed like you were trying to be an aggressor offensively even more than you've been for a lot of this year when you kind of let the game come to you a little more. Was that just a sense of what your team needed in that moment?
No, coach was calling the plays for me. It was the matter of us executing plays. So when coach calls something, we have to do what he says.
Jazz, was there a moment when you realized they weren't going to be able to stay in front of you and you're going to be able to beat them off the bounce?
There was, but I knew I had 6'5" and 6'6" down there. So it wasn't easy for me to get a layup or throw it to T because I knew they were down there.
Jess, do you remember the 2 assists that you had for Blair on the 3-pointers? The one where you kind of had the lob pass, she stepped back on the 3, and then on the second one, you're coming up the right side of the court, diagonal pass to the left corner.
I remember the diagonal pass, but I don't remember the first pass.
Okay, so the diagonal pass, how do you know that? Is it just kind of like you know that she's gone to the corner and to hide, or?
The one in transition, she knew she was.
It's an instinct.
Yeah.
Blair's always in the corner, so that's why I threw it to. So I just knew she was gonna be there.
Chloe, you get into the game. What were you trying to do?
I was just trying to be aggressive and help out where I could, box out, and just do the little things.
Victoria, you hit 2 threes when your team was down by 12 to cut the lead in half in the second quarter. Did you just have that mentality that you needed to try and take over the game in the second quarter?
I just shot it, you know. It was going, Jazz got us going, so I felt like if I'm open in transition, why not take it? So.
Hey Blair, what does this win do for you guys? This is something you guys were not able to do in the past. This is a sense of relief. What's it like and what does it mean going forward for you guys?
I don't know if it's so much relief as it's just a game that we needed to get ready for after all of the games that we played before. I think we've learned little lessons in the games that we played leading up to this game. And yeah, this game is really important. We lost to them 3 times last year, but it's one game. And they're a great team, so we're probably going to have to play them again, honestly, because they're that good. So today was a great win, but we have to enjoy the win tonight and then refocus, and we have to keep doing what we've been doing for 23, 24 games.
Blair, what was your perspective of the crowd? You played in front of some big crowds, but what was your thoughts on that particular crowd?
Our crowd was awesome. I mean, I think they got loud in all the right moments. They understood that paper that was on their chair, and they did a great job with all the chants. Just the fact that so many people came out to this game, and not all the people that were at this game today are from Starkville. Like, that's really special, having people drive from other states just to come watch us play because they want to see us as this team play against another great team. I mean, that's a really great feeling, and the fact that people were mad that they couldn't get in is another thing, you know, because this arena only holds so many people, but so loud, and it got loud, and it got as loud as we thought it would, if not louder, so that was really cool.
Blair, you know this town so well now and have lived since kind of before the beginning even of your college career. Did you ever imagine it being like it was tonight?
I mean, honestly, yes, because I think he is awesome at what he does, and he has a vision, and when he came here to Starkville, he had a vision, this is what he wanted to create, and so now that it's happening, it's so cool to see everything that he's built up flourish, so it's a really proud moment.
Last couple of games it seemed almost like there's been a lid on the basket for you, but you've done other things well, you've defended well, you've rebounded. How difficult is, or how do you manage not to let the offensive part affect you in other parts of the game? How do you put that aside?
I mean, when they're scoring and I'm cleaning up their messes and rebounding and getting it back to them, I have no problem. I mean, points, they'll come when they come, but as long as I'm rebounding, giving it to them, getting them second shots, I mean, I'm cool with that.
Jess, Coach has talked about the trust that he has with you to run the team. How much could you sense the team feeding off of the energy that you had both offensively and defensively?
I I felt it. Every time we get in the huddle, I'll tell them, you know, we're right here. We need to relax. We're good. This is our game. Like, I knew it was gonna be our game. Like, we had it. It was just our game.
You spoke up and said something in the huddle?
Yes, I did.
To go toe-to-toe with visuals like this, you know, Gardner one-on-one for a lot of the game, and, you know, being able to, if not out-tougher, you know, to out-rebound her at the very least. What do you feel like that says about where your game has developed to this point?
I've come a long way, you know. Guarding her last year, you know, I got down on myself at first. I mean, like, now just coming and take what I looked at last year and bring it into this game, I just, you know, I had to play a little harder, I guess. You know, I wasn't going to keep her scoreless, so, I mean, I did my best.
Vic, how much confidence did you have coming in that your team was ready to match their toughness?
Well, I just believe in this team. They continue to, you know, they've been surprising me, but I think at some point, you know, I see them every day, so I know our faults. Sometimes I got to get past that, because everybody on the outside keeps telling me how good they think we are. But I think we are tough because I know how hard we practice. I know what these kids have been through. I know these seniors, how hard they've worked, these juniors. Chloe's just figuring it out, but she's figuring it out. But these, you know, that's been my point to the national media. Until you come to this game today, to this environment, until you come watch us practice, until you come live with us for a while and understand the price that these kids have paid their entire career, Tori's senior class, Blair's senior, what they've done over a 4-year period, you just don't have any idea what's in their breastplate. I mean, they've got a heart that will not give. I mean, today we could have easily gone the other way. It could have gone from 10 to 20 and been over. I've seen that, by the way. And it wasn't that long ago, you know, last year when we had a full house. So that could have happened, but it didn't tonight. We regrouped in the huddle at the end of the quarter, and we came out in the second quarter, and we really did some good things executing. I think once we started scoring, it kind of settled us in on defense. Didn't put such a premium on getting a stop every time. So I've got a lot of confidence in them. When the lights come on, these kids, again, they continue to be able to handle the moment. So far, no moment's gotten too big for them. Again, when you have Tierra learning to play and stay out of foul trouble, but still getting 20 rebounds, you know, you got a kid that's maturing and learning a little bit. Same thing with Victoria. She gets a foul a minute into the game, but then finds a way to stay, you know, not get that second one and still be a factor. So they know I'm not going to back off. They know this was one game. That's all we talked about. We have not shied away from expectations. We've talked about the ultimate expectations, but now we got to move on. We got to go back to Florida on Thursday, and we're going to have to go out and play on the road again and play well. But my confidence, I got a lot of confidence in these kids. Tori gets 24 shots. You know what I call 24 plays for her. I might have called more, and she turned them down. But I got a lot of confidence in that kid.
Coach, you know, you go 22 for 60 and win a basketball game against a team of that caliber. I mean, I don't really know how you can. How do you?
Well, you hold them to 8 in the second quarter and 9 in the fourth. You know, when you lock in and really try to defend and make it important, you know, which is what it's always been around here. This team's challenged me there. They haven't always been that way. We're starting to get that way now. And when we put it all together, the defense, the offense, the rebounding piece, then you got a chance to do something really special. But we hadn't been putting it all together. And that's been my fight with them. I mean, I've gone toe-to-toe with them about how hard we don't play defensively, you know, a month ago. But here in the last 4 or 5 games now, we've started to put together some good defensive runs where we're guarding. And we're playing really well defensively, got good chemistry, got good help. We understood a scout, you know, for the most part tonight. And so it's very, very important to guard in this league. You're not going to win in this league just with offense. You better defend and you better rebound. That team is so good. They're so tough. They do so many things to exploit you. And I thought tonight our kids took that on and fought it.
Blair, what does it say about Jazz that she was able to assist on 4 of 5 first made baskets in the fourth quarter to get you guys this far.
I mean, it's nothing new to us. No one on the outside sees it, but we see it in her every day. She's so quick in practice. If we ever need a lift in practice, he's always like, Jazz, get him going, because he knows that she's a spark that we need. She can find people on the perimeter. She knows how to use her quickness to get around people, and we just have this chemistry of where people are on the floor. And so it's no surprise that it came out today in the game, because we see it every day at Jazz.
Victoria, you came here to play and win games like this. They had the better of you last year 3 times. What's it feel like to get one back?
It feels great. I went in the stand, my dad said, you finally got the monkey off your back. And I feel like he was telling the truth. Like, we finally, like, since Coach been here, I don't think we've ever beaten South Carolina. So just finally getting that win and know that it's possible for us to beat us brings a lot of confidence for us.
Coach, you had a great reaction, I think, when Dawn called timeout. And I know you umpire too, so it wasn't a strike 3 call or a punch out at home plate. What was going through your mind at that particular moment?
Well, it was just, we answered, they went up and we answered, I think, with a 10-0 or 12-0 run. 13-0 run. And I get excited when I think our kids are fighting. And that's all I want them to do. You're never going to play perfect. I want them to play perfect, but they're never going to play perfect. But when I see them competing and fighting, man, that just brings joy to my heart. That's what I've always done in my life. It's never been easy, and I know it's not easy for them. But when I see them out there competing and fighting, I want them to know I'm in there with them, but I want them to know I'm excited for them, and I want them to keep fighting. I mean, it's not about that run. Okay, we had a great run. Now we got to regroup, and we got to put another one on them, because they're over there probably getting their attention, and then now we got to be able to. But that's what I'm thinking. I'm in the moment with them. I'm in the battle with them. I'm fighting with them, and I just want them to know that. I mean, hey, it ain't 5 out there. It's 6 of us. Is how I'm out there trying to help them as much as I can.
Victor, when you made the decisions you did for your lineup last year, started the NCAA tournament right on through the final. We talked about this as sort of a 2-year process, and getting everyone to buy in. And I just wonder whether you feel like you've seen the evidence of that, both the way in which everyone played their part in the final minute of that Missouri win, right up through here today in a couple of games where you guys were down early against top 15 teams.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I just think that we're winning now in some different ways with some different lineups, and that's a really good thing. We've got some flexibility to go. Just like today, I just finally, we had to go with a bigger lineup today, and that's why we went with Chloe. And I just think that it really gives us some flexibility to do some things and create some mismatches offensively. You got to guard this one. She can stretch you. And at the same time, it gives me a little bit of a rebound. You saw she makes a great hustle play on the free throw line. She's really good at that. And she goes in there and makes that play on an offensive board. So I just think for our team, it's another dimension that, people might think, okay, let's do this, this, and this. Well, what if they do this? Or they're going to answer with this. Well, is that better? Because that answer might be worse for us, for them if we do that. So I like our flexibility. I like the lineup, the ability to change our lineup. I just think it really adds a dimension to our team that we haven't had. Again, we're a little bit different and harder to defend sometimes. So I'm proud of the chemistry that this team has. Again, Jazz doesn't find Blair unless she knows and they've played together enough to know, hey, that's where she's going to be. And so I just think our whole team has that, and that's why we're where we are today, really. I think they're played for each other today. I think you had kids out there playing for each other. We started a little bit early. Every 3 we missed early on was just long. I call those good misses. They were just long. Maybe a little too juiced, a little too amped up, but they were just long. Typically, we're making some of those, if not all of them, but I just think that, our kids really played well together today.
Coach, do you worry about, a team, is there a finite capacity of emotional energy a team can have? Can you just expend all that emotion in fighting, the toughness you talk about? Is it possible just to run out of it? Is that a concern for you at all?
I'm always concerned. I'm concerned about a lot of things. The one thing about this team that I believe is true. When the lights come on, they love to play. And they're not a great practice team. I hate that. I fight them on it every day. But when the lights come on, they're typically ready to go. They like to play. And they're pretty focused. Not perfect focused, but pretty focused. Am I worried about coming down off of, some highs and all that? Sure. What coach wouldn't be? But at the end of the day, I got 4 seniors on their last road, on their last go. If they can't get up for the next 7 or 6, whatever we got left in conference, and they know what the carrot is now that's dangling out there. They know what's in front of them. So if you can't get excited for the next 6 to go get that carrot, to get that ring, then you know what, we don't deserve it. But if I shouldn't, Bailey Howell told me once, he said, Vic, you can't give them your best pep talk every night. At some point, they got to get themselves ready to play. They got to be ready to go. And for them, I don't have too many great pep talks. We go in there, we talk about offense, we talk about defense, and we go. Coach Canizero got them tonight for about 1.5 minutes. He talked to them a little bit and got them juiced up, and that's great. But at the end of the day, these kids, they know what's in front of them now. I'm going to tell them, let's go get it. Sell out. I asked them back on December the 29th. Sell out for 2 months. Let's see where we are on March 1st. But give me everything you got. Sell out. Take away all the distractions in your life. And let's get focused for 2 months and see what we can do. And that's, I'm going to continue to say, now we're down to 6. Give me 3 weeks. 3 weeks for the rest of your life. I don't think that's too much to ask. To just get rid of, engage the mechanism. Get out, get the distractions out, and let's go play and focus 1 game at a time.
Hey Blair, I'm curious to hear you talk a little bit about the excitement involved, and I just wonder, whatever happens over this next 3 weeks, whatever effort you guys are putting in there, knowing that you guys have all collectively built a program, I mean, does that stay with you no matter what happens, whether you are the last one standing in April or not?
I mean, of course it means a lot that we've built a program, but I don't think that's our goal. Our goal wasn't to, let's build a program and that's good. That's awesome. Like, we want to build a program and win a championship, and that is what we're working for. I think building a program goes along with building a championship. You have to do one first. But I just think all of it collectively is really special for us to be a part of.
Any other questions? All right, thank you, ladies. Thanks, Coach.
All right, praise the Lord.